Hi everybody, Erin here again today, and I wanted to show you the fun new project my husband just made. So he took the idea of having some leftover scraps of wood pieces from various projects. He loves to work with wood, and he turned it into a cornhole project. So we went our own way. Instead of just having the one big hole at the top, he decided to have some fun and go with 3 different holes. And then I'm going to use the Decor and DIY paint from Tattered Angels to kind of paint it up and have some fun. So I picked some nice, fun, bright summer colors. So I picked, I think this is, the cerulean, the yellow or the saffron. This is scarlet, and here we have Viridian. And it's just something fun for the backyard. This is going to be part 1, where I'm going to show you how I decorate and paint up the cornhole base. And then part 2 is how I'm going to make the bean bags. So that's kind of fun. So make sure you step, and then you can click on the little eye tag up there. It'll go live tomorrow. I can't show you step by step because I have no way of setting up my camera or to video outside where this is painting. And this is our old table. We've had this table for ages, and it's turned into my project table for big stuff like this, where I can't work on my indoor space. So I keep it stashed in my backyard for purposes just like this. So I'll show you still clips as we're rolling along, and then jump back in and talk a little bit about how it's going along. So let's get started. So here is the base, the bottom, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, after 1 coat of paint. I did leave this bottom piece down here not painted because I think I'm going to do this different color. I have 3 other colors to play with, so I'm not really sure where I'm going to go. I went all the way around. I think I'm going to do the back piece a different color as well. So it's okay that I ran over a little bit. But this is a single coat. I did go over a couple spots with an extra coat, but so far I'm really loving the way this particular coat has turned up. So, yay! On to the next part. So here is the second part. I did the backside red. Right now it looks very Christmassy, but I do have 2 other colors. I still have green and yellow, or blue and yellow to go. So I really, up close here, you can tell I kind of made some boo-boos, and I'll go back over and touch it up with green towards the end when everything dries. I didn't let the top coat 100% dry before I came in here with the red, and I made sure I did the sides. I have not done anything underneath yet. I'm gonna have to flip it over and do that when all of this mess is dried. So this is gonna be a couple of day project. So I've now gone in with the cerulean and done the front section. So I've got red on the back, green on the top, cerulean on the front, and I'm gonna let everything dry for a good 2 hours or so. I'm really gonna let it just kind of sit and do its thing before I add any more layers. I really want to get in there and paint that red. I think the bottom piece, the one that's underneath, that's carriaging it all, and then the underside, I think I'm gonna do that yellow, but I'm gonna let everything dry for a little bit first. On the underside of it, and what I'm going to use the yellow right here. Now I want to talk to you about the paintbrushes I was using. For the majority of it, I'm just using a really just very inexpensive, I think this is a 1.5 inch paintbrush. And for some of the detailed things, like when I get into the cracks here between, it's kind of hard to see, but when I get in between the cracks between the 2 different colors, I'm going to switch and use just a foam brush because it has kind of a nice, clean tip on the end where I can get in there and hopefully make a better judgment between the colors. So time to do the underside. I just got done painting the underside, and I wasn't too careful. I mean, as you can tell here, I really got some splotches, and there's some little yellow pieces over here that got mixed up with the blue, and I'm not really too concerned because it's the underside. What I really wanted to make sure was the parts that you would see if you look over here. I know I'm kind of in the sun. Maybe you can see it better in the sunlight. All right, there we go. When it's flipped over, you're going to be able to see this bar right here. And then also from where the holes come in, you're going to be able to see the underside. So I really made sure that I could get the yellow in there and cover it up. So now I've got all my 4 colors. I'm going to really let this dry. All right, so I made a template of a circle from a plate on some cardboard, and then I measured it in half, or folded it in half and half, and so I made a circle. And then what I'm going to use these for is to measure where these circles are going to go. So I'm using this as my best guide for where the center is supposed to go, and then I'm going to trace them going all the way around. All right, so here's my circles that I drew on there. Nice equidistant. I'm going to go in with the 3 colors of paint besides the greens, the blue, the yellow, and the red, and I'm going to draw my circles in. And I'm going to use the flat, the foam brush for this because it has a nice chisel tip. So I went through and I painted the circles. I'm probably going to do a second coat because you can see the green underneath on some of these. So they're almost there. The red looks like it needs this most for the second coat. The blue took wonderfully over the green. It did a great job of coverage. And then I've got a couple of spots here, like where the pencil is showing, and you know, a couple of spots here where the yellow. Probably go back with the green and fix it up. Alright, so I've gone through and added a black border all the way around the edge, and just kind of be careful. In areas here where it looked like the red kind of was going into the border, I made it look like the red was over top the black, and this one just made it in time. So I'm going to give you a bird's eye view of the finished product. There's still some spots like inside here on the yellow where it's not perfect, but it's inside. I'm not too worried about that. I did go around and do an extra batch on the green, just to kind of give it a second coat and to kind of fix the circles a little bit if they weren't too perfectly around. So just kind of going around, showing you. Oops, there's a blue spot, so I gotta fix that. And there it is. Oh, there's a yellow spot. Keep finding new spots. Again, this is an outside toy, so I'm not terribly worried about a few little things here and there. So I think I'm gonna call this done. Just let it dry, and I'll take some good pictures for you. So here's the finished cornhole game out there with the bean bags. Don't forget to check out part 2, where I teach you how to make these cute little bean bags. And all you have to do is start playing your game. Look at that, I made it. Thanks for stopping by. Please subscribe, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.